Alright, let's get straight to it. The cultural festival has two directions. Yangjin's proposal, Western Vista, more global pop vibe, and Liu Zhengxian's Worrisome Pizza, a local traditional roof. Let's hear your thoughts first.
Exactly, I'm not looking down on traditions, but if we just have the old photo booths or asking people to wear formal batik and sitting there for 2 hours, no one will come. But if we have the Insta photo worthy booths and set up some trendy drink stalls, it may draw people in.
I get your concerns, but the purpose of a cultural festival isn't just to be alive. If a country's youth feel unfamiliar with or even reject their own culture, who's going to remember these traditions decades from now on? I'm not trying to force anyone to love it. I'm just saying, did we even give it a chance to be seen?
From an academic perspective, this can be explained by post-colonial. A long history of post-colonialism has made us unconsciously equate Western with modern and superior, and see our own culture as backward. This isn't a personal fault of view, it's a structural cultural inferiority.
I don't think so. Liking pop music and Hollywood movies are my personal choices. And I don't think that everyone should link everything with our countries because liberalism taught us that our individual can make our own choices without affecting others.
Kind of in the middle. Honestly, either option is fine with me. It's just an event. But sometimes that kind of loud patriotism makes me feel a bit pressure.
I understand, but our country's Rukan Nagara isn't meant to oppress individuals. Take the second principle, Kasitian Kapada Raja Dan Nagara. It's not just about the loyalty to the king, but also about our shared home and cultural identity. A person without roots can easily get lost in foreign influences.
Alright, it's not decided yet. Everyone go to the canteen and grab some food. Have you ever been proud or awkward about your own cultures? That might be a good starting point.
Now I'm shaking, drinking all this coffee. These past few weeks have been exhausting.
Hey boss, I want to have a tea Tariq ice, please. Well, I like to put this in my home country.
I even want to suffrage in your country. Some of the here just read Starbucks.
Oh,
So vacuum.
Actually, this is smoother than the chance of beach. When I was in Australia, my friends always asked me about what Malaysia has, but I only mentioned nasi lemak because I don't really know much else by myself.
That's exactly the point. We don't know our own culture well enough, so we think it has no value.
This can be understood through communitarianism. A person's identity often comes from the community they belong to, family, religion, and ethnicity. If you strip all that away, you might feel free on the surface, but you can end up feeling lonely and lost.
That's exactly the point. We don't know our own culture well enough, so we think it has no value.
This can be understood through communitarianism. A person's identity often comes from the communities they belong to. Family, religion, and ethnicity. If you strip all that away, you might feel free on the surface, but you can end up feeling lonely and lost.
This is exactly why we need virtue ethics. It doesn't ask what brings the most benefit, but what makes you a better person. Those old melodies, those old customs, they quietly shape our character and emotions.
Actually, what you are all saying touches on the several principles of the Yuhan Nagara.
The Rukun Negara represents the shared principles that guide Malaysian society. In this video, we will briefly explore 3 of its 5 principles. First, Kepakayan Kepada Tuhan teaches us humility. It reminds us that human beings should recognize values and responsibilities beyond individual self-interest. Second, Kesishian Kepada Raja dan Negara is not merely about political loyalty. It also represents a commitment to national unity and the preservation of our cultural roots. Finally, Kesapanan dan Kesusilan highlights the importance of courtesy and morality. Through tradition, we cultivate respect, patience, and gratitude. Together, these principles encourage Malaysians to live with humility, loyalty, respect, and a strong sense of shared identity. The Rukun Negara is not only a national declaration, but also a guide for everyday life.
Why these traditions makes not seem so poor to the students? We can't just combine them in logic. We must get the tradition into their work.
Maybe we can just shoot a short video, not like one of those patriotic compilations, but one of the story like Qiao's story. It will make people feel more into it.
I agree. Young people and athletes and I can work on the content backbone. Chiao can provide story inspiration and when you can handle the visuals. They can ask us questions from outsiders' perspective and Chen can be our advisor.
Then settle. You will what you have learned into the work, and that will be your own answer to how do we root it in the globalized world.
For the first shoot, I was feeling Liu doing everything work, not giving a speech, but brewing tea and folding her batik. So the audience feel like tradition is not just something natural.
Okay, I will also explain Setian Kepada Raja dan Negara as love your own land. No need to recite text by heart.
I can feel in the part about trusting God. No creation, just that people need something to be in awe of, so they treat others better.
Well, I feel like the Rukun Negara isn't just for the government, it's for all of us.
Kesopanan dan kesusilaan. It's how you treat your family and your friends, even strangers. Hey, I guess I can just actually say stuff like this.
If my grandmother was still here, she'd be really happy.
I used to keep my distance with the tradition because I thought it would deny my life. But now I don't think so, because the tradition isn't replacing anything. It's a force of support.
And inside is the true spirit of Kesetian Kepada Raja dan Negara. You are not forced to love it. You find your place to understand.
The video just got more shares than expected. Someone just commented the Rukun Negara isn't just as scary as I thought.
Yes, some international students said they want to learn Japanese from now on. See, our culture can attract people too.
Yeah, I have had what I said before. It's not that you can't like Western stuff. It's about you shouldn't put yourself down while liking it.
Moral relativism isn't about letting everything slide. It's about not judging other cultures by your own standards. The same way, we should stop judging ourselves by other people's standards.
So I'm trying to find for a name. Some people say Buddhi is a good name for me.
Of course, bro. So we'll call it Buddhist or not.
Okay, thank you.
I'm here to explain some concepts in the video. Classmates, in our first themes, Yang Jing argues that choosing Western pop culture is simply his personal freedom. However, as illustrated by the concept of the unseen cage on the screen, we can challenge this through the post-colonial theory. Very often, we unconsciously accepted the unmarked norm of the Eurocentrism. This means the Western culture is viewed as the universal modern standard, which naturally makes our local tradition appears outdated or inferior. We think we are making free choices, but we are actually under the shadow of the mental colonization where ideologies like the egoism drive us to prioritize self-interest over our community. Therefore, true freedom isn't just about the consuming what is popular. In fact, true freedom is an interval revolution that restores sovereignty over valuing local wisdom and natural identity. So, how do we achieve this interval revolution? This brings us to the core of your identity, your roots. To counter Western culture, we must decolonize the mind of reviewing traditional knowledge, language, and pride in our own heritage. This is exactly where the Rukum serves as our moral compass. It reminds us to we need to grow as a holistic individuals, what we call the SEPI, balancing the spiritual, emotional, physical, and intellectual growth. We must hold onto our roots because ultimately the core of a nation's strength lies in the well-being and identity of its people. As we reach the conclusion in the scene 4, we saw how Yang Jing's mindset evolved. Now we must address the concept of the moral relativism. Let's explore the philosophical balance, Western and the East. The global philosophy isn't just about one size defeating the other. It offers the essential insights of for a hybrid identity. We can break this down perfectly. In terms of the relationships, Westerners favor first name equality, while the Easterners value respect through the hierarchy and the social standing. In speech, the West prefers the direct honesty for the efficiency, whereas the East uses indirectness to preserve group harmony. And in ethics, Western morality is driven by the personal guilt, while the Eastern morality is rooted in the communal shame. Either side is absolute wrong. The true goal is to finding the goal mean, to integrate Western logic with the Eastern values, creating a holistic and inclusive worldview. Finally, how do we apply this worldview? As illustrated here, philosophy serves as the dual pillars for both self and society. On the personal level, it is the internal pillar as an inner compass that provides clarity and the resilience. It echoes Socrates' timeless principle: the unexamined life is not worth living. On a social level, it forms the societal pillars and the national stabilities and the law. This is the ultimate purpose of the Rukum Nigra. The rule of law established the highest authority to safeguard against this the injustice, while the courtesy, and the morality nurtures a compassionate society through the understanding and respect. Together, these pillars act as a unifying force to nature long-term social harmony. Your name, your roots. Thank you for your watching.